Your garden's silent workers. Worms may be running for their lives, and you don't even know it. In this video, we uncover the hidden ingredients you're unknowingly adding to your raised beds that are driving them away. This isn't just about dirt, it's about the heartbeat of your soil. You'll learn what to stop using today to bring your worms back and revive your gardens. Natural balance, engaging visuals, emotional storytelling, and real solutions make this a must-watch for every backyard grower. Stick with us, because saving your soil starts with a single change. Why worms matter? They're not flashy. They don't buzz. They don't bloom. But worms are the unsung heroes of every healthy garden. When you see a worm, you're not just looking at a squiggly little creature. You're looking at a gardener's silent partner. Worms aren't pests, they're partners. They move through soil, creating tiny tunnels that let air and water reach plant roots. That's natural aeration. That's life beneath the surface. And when worms eat your kitchen scraps, they return something priceless: worm castings, also known as black gold. Rich in nutrients, gentle on roots, and better than most store-bought fertilizers. But here's the scary part. Worms are disappearing. From raised beds, from garden soil, even from compost piles. And it's not by accident. We're unknowingly pushing them away by using too much chemical fertilizer, pesticides, and synthetic sprays, overtilling the soil, pouring in citrus peels, onions, and garlic into compost, adding salt-heavy kitchen waste. These things make the soil toxic to worms, and once they leave, it's hard to bring them back. Without worms, your soil loses breath. Water runs off instead of sinking in. Roots struggle, plants weaken, and before you know it, you're relying more and more on artificial boosters just to keep things green. Here's what you can do today. Add organic matter like banana peels, coffee grounds, and crushed eggshells. Avoid acidic or spicy scraps in your compost. Use mulch to keep soil moist and cool. Stop overdigging. Let worms build the structure. Skip the pesticides. Let nature balance itself. Your worms will come back. Slowly, quietly. But when they do, your garden will thank you. Because every worm tells a story of life beneath the surface, a story of renewal, of balance, of healing. So next time you dig into your garden and spot a little wriggler, pause. That's not dirt. That's legacy. That's love. That's nature working with you, not against you. Have you noticed fewer worms in your garden lately? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and share if this made you see worms differently. Common ingredients that chase worms away. You're trying to feed your garden, but you might be killing its best workers. Worms are the lifeblood of any healthy soil. But without knowing it, many gardeners are creating a hostile environment that pushes them away, or worse, causes them to die off silently. Let's walk through the 4 common kitchen ingredients that are secretly harming your worm population. Don't worry, we're not here to shame. We're here to learn and grow together. Number 1, citrus peels in excess. Too much citrus makes the soil acidic. Worms hate acidic soil. They'll leave or die trying. Citrus might smell fresh, but to worms, it's harsh and overwhelming. A little is okay, but when the balance tips, it lowers the soil's pH and disrupts microbial life. No microbes equals no worm buffet. Tip: if you must use citrus, dry and chop it finely. Or better yet, compost it separately. Number 2, onions and garlic scraps. They're antibacterial, and while that's good in soup, it's bad in soil. Worms need bacteria to digest organic matter. Onions and garlic release sulfur compounds that don't just repel worms, they kill the good bacteria worms depend on. It's like taking away their kitchen and calling it a meal. Tip: use onion and garlic scraps sparingly or compost them in their own bin with longer breakdown times. Number 3, meat or dairy. Not only do these rot fast and attract pests, they create a toxic environment for worms. Worms are vegetarians. They're not built for greasy, high-protein decay. Meat and dairy decompose anaerobically, releasing ammonia and foul gases that make your soil smell and your worms flee. Tip: skip meat and dairy altogether in garden compost. Save them for black soldier fly composting, if you're into that. Number 4, coffee grounds, unbalanced use. Too much coffee grounds equals too much nitrogen. It can heat the compost and burn both roots and worms. Coffee grounds are rich in nitrogen, and that's not a bad thing, unless it overwhelms your compost balance. When too much nitrogen builds up, Microbial activity spikes and temperatures rise. Worms can't handle the heat. Tip: always mix coffee grounds with dry browns, leaves, paper, or sawdust to keep things balanced. The takeaway: worms don't ask for much, just moisture, food, darkness, and a bit of peace. By avoiding these common mistakes, you're not just saving worms, you're reviving your soil. Because when the worms come back, they bring life, breath, and fertility with them. Which of these ingredients surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and tag a friend. Who's composting wrong without knowing it? What to add instead? You don't have to give up composting, you just need to compost smarter. Worms aren't high maintenance, but they are particular. And if you want them to thrive in your garden or compost pile, you need to create an environment that feels like home, soft bedding, steady food, and a balanced atmosphere. Let's talk about what to add to make your soil not just alive, but thriving with worm activity. 1. Crushed eggshells. Eggshells provide calcium, a key nutrient for worms and plants. Plus, they help reduce acidity and improve soil texture. Crushed eggshells also aerate the pile, preventing it from becoming compacted and suffocating. And for your worms, that's like breathing fresh air after the rain. Pro tip: dry and crush your eggshells before adding them in small amounts every week. 2. Dry leaves and shredded cardboard. Leaves and cardboard provide carbon, energy for compost microbes, and make the perfect bedding for worms. Think of it like giving worms a blanket. Too often, compost piles get too wet and sticky. These browns balance it out, keep air flowing, and let worms move freely. Pro tip: avoid glossy or printed cardboard. Go for brown paper, egg cartons, or plain boxes. 3. Banana peels in moderation. Bananas are packed with potassium and phosphorus, great for fruiting plants and gentle enough for worms when added in moderation. Unlike citrus, bananas break down softly, but like all fruits, too much can attract fruit flies and spike acidity, so go easy. Pro tip: chop peels into pieces to speed up decomposition and mix them with browns. 4. Use tea bags. Tea bags help retain moisture and feed soil microbes, which worms love. Just make sure the bags are biodegradable, no nylon or plastic. Loose leaf tea is even better. It's gentle, nutritious, and keeps the compost from drying out. Pro tip: if unsure about the bag material, empty the contents and toss only the tea. The bottom line: give them soft bedding, steady food, and balanced conditions, and they'll return. Your soil will thank you. Worms aren't just recycling your waste, they're rebuilding your soil's foundation. Healthier roots, stronger plants, bigger harvests, all starting with the right ingredients. What's your go-to compost secret for happy worms? Drop it in the comments. You might just teach someone something new. Signs your garden is too harsh for worms. Sometimes your soil speaks, but it doesn't use words, it uses worms. Worms are quiet workers. They don't complain. They don't quit. But when they start acting strange or vanish altogether, it's a sign that something is very wrong in your garden. Let's look at the warning signs. Your soil might be too harsh for worms, and what they're trying to tell you. 1. Dry, cracked soil. Visual: close-up of dry, dusty soil with no movement. Worms breathe through their skin, and dry soil is like suffocating in the sun. Worms need moisture to survive. If your soil feels like a desert, they'll either go deeper or leave entirely. Worse, if they can't escape, they'll dry out and die. Fix it. Add organic mulch to lock in moisture. Water early in the morning. Mix in compost to retain hydration. 2. Foul, rotting smell. Visual: compost pile with flies buzzing and a sour look. Bad smells mean bad bacteria, and bad bacteria mean bad news for worms. Healthy compost and garden soil should smell earthy, not sour or rotten. If you catch a whiff of something foul, it means too much nitrogen or wet. Compacted matter is creating anaerobic, oxygen-starved conditions. Fix it. Turn your compost. Add dry browns like shredded cardboard or leaves. Let the pile breathe. 3. Worms crawling on the surface. Visual: nighttime footage of worms wriggling on top of the soil or crawling up the bin sides. If your worms are trying to escape, your soil is screaming for help. Worms usually stay below ground, so if they're rising to the surface or trying to flee your compost bin, it's likely too hot, too acidic, too dry, or too wet. That's their emergency exit. Fix it. Check temperature, pH, and moisture. Rebalance with dry materials, remove problem scraps, and gently mix the pile to restore conditions. 4. Little to no worm activity. Visual. Digging into garden soil with no worms in sight. No worms, no life. Healthy soil always has movement. If you used to see worms and now you don't, your soil has become inhospitable. It could be chemicals, salt buildup, poor compost practices, or soil compaction driving them away. Fix it. Go organic. Avoid chemical fertilizers and harsh inputs. Add worm-friendly materials like banana peels, crushed eggshells, and leaf mulch. Worms are your soil's first responders. If they're leaving, your garden is in trouble. But if you listen closely, adjust carefully, and feed them wisely, they'll come back. And when they do, they'll rebuild everything from the ground up. Have your worms been trying to escape? Which of these signs have you seen in your garden? Let's talk in the comments. Someone else might be going through it too. The slow fix. Rebuilding trust with worms. Worms won't rush back, but when they do, they bring life with them. If your garden has gone quiet, no wrigglers, no castings, no underground movement, don't lose heart. Worms are sensitive creatures. They don't just survive in soil. They trust it. And trust, once broken, takes time to restore. But the good news is, you can win them back. Here's how. 1. Plant cover crops and let them rest. Cover crops give the soil a break, and worms a reason to return. Legumes, clover, or even grasses like rye root mass trap moisture and keep soil soft and shaded, just the way worms like it. Their roots feed microbes and improve structure, laying the welcome mat for underground life. Tip: don't till these under too soon. Let them grow. Let them die back naturally. Let the roots speak worm language. 2. Mulch with purpose. Moisture means life. Bare soil bakes. Mulched soil breathes. Worms need steady moisture to survive, not floods, not droughts. A light, moist mulch layer keeps the surface cool, feeds microbes, and creates a safe tunnel system. It's like putting a blanket on the bed and saying, "Welcome home." Tip: use what you have: dry leaves, grass clippings, straw. Just keep it light and loose. 3. Balance your compost. Feed gently, not greedily. Worms don't like surprises, especially sour ones. Too much nitrogen, too many citrus scraps, or wet, smelly conditions can turn your compost pile into a danger zone. Instead, layer like lasagna, greens, like veggie peels and browns, like cardboard or leaves, and even layers. And always bury the food. Worms are shy. Tip: a handful of crushed eggshells or used tea leaves is better than a bucket of rotting fruit. The patience pay off. You may not see them right away, but if you stay gentle, stay consistent, and stop digging up the soil, every chance you get the worms will return. And when they do, they won't just crawl back. They'll rebuild your garden from the bottom up, one tunnel, one cast, one quiet miracle at a time. Worms aren't fast, but they're faithful. Give them time, and they'll rebuild your garden from the ground up. What's your favorite slow and steady garden secret? Share it in the comments. Someone out there needs your wisdom. Worms don't sing, they don't bloom, they don't boast, but beneath every thriving garden, there they are, working silently, faithfully, turning yesterday's scraps into tomorrow's harvest. They ask for so little: a bit of moisture, a balance of food, a safe place to burrow and breathe. And in return, they give us life in every handful of soil. They give us structure, nutrients, and renewal. They give our gardens a heartbeat. So maybe today, we stop calling them gross or just bugs. Maybe we start seeing them for what they are: keepers of the earth's oldest. Promise that nothing is wasted, and everything returns. If this helped you rethink your compost pile, or made you see worms in a new light, give this video a like, share it with a gardening friend, and subscribe to the Evergreen Seniors, where wisdom always grows wild.